Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here for a little Monte Monday action. Last video we got the driver's side header wrapped up. So now we gotta get the passenger side done. I know I don't normally film stuff twice, but it's got to get done. Might as well film it. I don't know how well the video of wrapping the driver's side one came out yet, so might as well film everything again. Maybe get it in one video. Maybe it'll be a better video. We'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna kick the heat back on, so it's gonna be noisy. And let's get this cleaned up. I'm gonna do the same thing. Wire wheel all the way around it. The sandpaper and some pre-cleaner, and then we'll get it painted. Let's get to it. Okay, I'll let this sit for a little bit, come back, put another coat on it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, We got this all painted. So got 2 coats on it, same as the other one. So it looks good. We're gonna let this dry overnight. And then we will we'll shove the heat gun in it and let it bake. And then I'll probably let it sit a couple of days. And then we'll get this one wrapped up too. So I wanted to get it wrapped tomorrow, but you know, I thought about it, and you know, we did let the other one sit, you know, for, I don't know, like a week. I think we let it sit a week. So, but anyways, I don't know that we'll let this one sit a week, but we'll at least let it sit a few days. Tomorrow we'll bake it. We still got to bake the wrap on the other one, so we'll probably bake both of those tomorrow. And then, like I said, we'll give this a couple days to set up, and then we'll get this one wrapped. So this is where I'm gonna call it the end of the night, and I will see you guys out here tomorrow morning to do some baking on it. All right, later guys. Okay, we're back out here this next morning. You can see I have this set up over here. We're gonna hit it with the heat gun for 20 minutes or so and let it bake. I left this overnight hanging. I didn't want it sitting on the metal table being wet. I didn't want to get up in the morning and have a rust spot because it's a metal table. So I hung it up after we finished wrapping it yesterday, and I left it like that. And we came out here. I know that video was last week, and we're at next week's video, but it's only been like 24 hours. So I hung it up and I left it, and we got that other header done and ready, and we're gonna be baking him next. I'm thinking I probably should have baked this right after we wrapped it. So I went this morning. I told you guys I wanted to put 2 straps around everything just for some extra insurance. And I noticed when I was putting on those straps, like it had kind of loosened up because it started drying. So there was actually one of the tubes. I think it was the last tube we wrapped. I didn't even put any ties around the top. So when I came in and I noticed that there was no tie around the top, I went to do it like it was loose. So I put 2 ties around it, and I mean, we should be good. And we're gonna bake it now. But I think the next one, definitely we're gonna bake it like right after we're done with it. So that way it doesn't have time to loosen up or do anything funky. But you know, as you can see, I just kind of have everything just propped up again so that it's not sitting on the metal table, because it is still wet. And we're just going to kick this guy on. And like I said, probably, you know, a good 20 minutes or so. We'll let this all cook, bake, maybe a little longer. I think with the paint on the last one, we did like half hour. So we will we'll kick this on, let it bake, and we'll see you guys back here in a little while. Hopefully nothing falls apart. So we got that guy all baked. I'm gonna let him cool off before I handle him because I just shut the heat gun off. We let it run about 25 minutes. I did move it around in a couple of directions so that we had heat going down each tube at different times, but you know, I try and get it centered in there, but I can stick my hand underneath here and I can feel like how much air is blowing out each hole. And you know, like you might have good air out of this one and you might have good air out of these two, but you're not getting good air out of that one. So then I just you know, after letting it run for a while, I'll adjust it so that we're getting good heat out of that one. And I basically did it until it quit smoking. I turned the camera back on, showed you guys that it was smoking. So once it stopped smoking, I shut it down. So we're gonna let this cool off, and we'll be back with the one that we painted last night, and we'll run a bake on him. And then, like I said, we'll be back in a couple days, and we'll get that other one wrapped. And then probably in the next video coming up, I'll find the gaskets for this and the nuts and bolts, and we'll get these mounted in the car on the motor. So getting closer. See you guys back here in a bit. Okay, so we're back and we got this one that we just painted yesterday. Stop wiggling. So we got this one, just got it painted yesterday. Let's throw some heat at it. I'll leave you guys on to watch this. We'll probably speed it up. But you should be able to watch this go from flat black back to shiny black. And then once it starts to cure, it'll go back to flat black. Okay, so that's it for today. Hopefully I videoed a half hour, well, probably 40 minutes. Yeah, actually it was 40, I can see it right there. It's 41 minutes and 22 seconds of it, you know, heating up and then cooling down. And hopefully in the video you can see it go from like a flat black to like a semi-gloss and then back to the flat black. And that's it, just baking. You know, it makes it wet again. When I brought this over here this morning, like, it was dry to the touch. And then once you start baking it and it gets that gloss back to it, like, if you gotta be careful touching it because it's very hot, but you know, you can see I kind of touched it a couple of times just to make sure everything was getting good and hot, and it gets tacky again. So, and now that it's flattened all up again, it's still super hot, but it's dry to the touch again. So like I said, we'll let this sit a couple of days. Today's Tuesday, you know, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, we'll get this one wrapped up. I'll video that again, and then that'll be the end of this video. And then hopefully Monday, come Monday, we can get these installed back on the motor. So, and if you guys remember, you know, it was probably a couple of months ago, my buddy that owns a Jeep that this motor originally came out of, and so did these headers, he brought me the brand new exhaust that he had built. He brought it to the exhaust shop and they did it 2 weeks prior to him bringing this truck over here. So the exhaust is brand new. It had only been driven a couple of times, and he gave me that exhaust. Now that exhaust was built for this truck. Is it going to work on the Monte Carlo? You know, we're unsure of that yet, but whatever happens, we'll make it work. I said before, you know, that we may just right behind the muffler cut it off and put some dumps on it for right now to just dump it down, and then later bring it back up to the exhaust shop that originally built the exhaust, and have them like run it up over the rear end and out the back. And also I want to put electric dumps on this so that we can run open header. So we will probably bring that up, all of that up to the exhaust shop once the Monte Carlo is up and running and worthy of taking it out. We'll bring it up to the exhaust shop. We'll have them put the electric dumps on. We'll have them run the tailpipes out the back. So, but at least we got a portion of it that we can get started and play around with by ourselves. So, okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.